Hey guys, it's Rich.
And X.
And we are
Two Guys Talkin Games.
Episode 23.
23,
Hoping this one.
It's getting close.
Yeah. Two things are getting close, you know? DS2 and PAX. I was gonna say PE3, PAX E3.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I don't know if anyone's gonna know what that means. I'm hoping this episode we don't have any lagging issues because last week's episode was ridiculous. Oh. Yeah.
We apologize for that. Hopefully everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, I just want a show that's lined up with no lag. If we could get that, man, because you know what I'm saying, you know. But anyway, so X, what you playing this week?
Oh man, I've been hitting really hard Bravely Default. I can't get enough of this damn game. I've been trying to level up my characters, trying different jobs, and it's just time consuming. The game is just very time consuming. I am a level 41 with all my characters. I've unlocked 2 crystals and working on that 3rd one, and it's just, you know, it's a very awesome game. Very awesome game. Anybody who's a fan of the old school RPGs, shame on you if you're not playing this game right now.
Yeah.
It is that good. This game is phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah, you've been hitting this game for a while. I mean, remember when the demo came out?
Yeah.
You were hitting that hard too, so.
Yeah, really good game. Definitely, and I could say this, definitely a Game of the Year contender already. Already, it is that good. It really
I did see you on a couple other games. I saw you on.
Oh yeah.
Did you get the Dishonored Game of the Year edition, or
No,
were you
no.
playing the same one you had?
No, I'm playing the same one I had.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you got rid of it.
No. I'm still playing the same game that I had originally purchased. Really great game. Had to, I know Thief is coming out. That's coming up Tuesday, and I'm picking that game up. And I saw some gameplay footage, and it got me in the mood to play not Dark Souls. Oh my god! Although I can't wait for that. Dishonored. Because it's very reminiscent of, you know, the same almost the same play style. So I wanted to jump on Dishonored and continue on my second playthrough. And I also
I figured you did that.
Yeah, it was really it is. It's a really great game. I'm sorry if people out there haven't gotten a chance to play this game. It's really good. Of course, with anticipations of, like I said, Thief coming out on the 25th, and Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 also coming out on the 25th. Those are 2 games I'm picking up. So
yeah.
Oh, next week I should have reviews for both games, hopefully.
Okay. The first 5?
Yeah.
The first 5 hours?
Around the first 5 hours for them. I mean, I'm gonna try to hit them both hard, because I only have 2 weeks to finish them before the big games come
Before
out.
you say goodbye to your life, man, because
Yes.
you know how that goes.
Dark Souls 2, I can't wait for this game. And a game I played the beta last weekend and beginning of this past week. Oh my god. If anybody out there who owns an Xbox One got a chance to play the Titanfall beta, wow. They know exactly what I'm talking about. Wow. This game is phenomenal. It is the reason why you would go next gen. Now, mind you, yes, it's coming out for the 360, but the way it looks, man.
Yeah, it's not going to look the same.
It's not. It really isn't. And the controls were supremely tight. Not since Halo 2 have I felt this way about the multiplayer of a game.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
man. That's
saying
a big
lot.
shoes to fill, man.
That really is. I mean, this game, This game is phenomenal. You're either, and what's really cool is it's really balanced. It doesn't make you feel overpowered when you have when you're just a pilot and you're just a little human and you're running around. It doesn't make you feel overpowered when the enemy team has Titans. You know what I mean? Granted, they could kill you easily and stuff, but your weapons, the weapons that you start off with, you have an anti-Titan gun. Everybody does. Right. And those guns are powerful enough that they inflict really good damage on Titans, so that you don't feel that I was able to kill Titans while still just a pilot. You know what I mean? Because strategies. The Titan's distracted with another Titan on our team fighting, so I go behind her. Whatever. I either have the missiles or I have the rifle that is the Titan weapon, and you're taking down the Titan. You know what I mean? It's really, really, really cool. Or my favorite thing to do was jump on their backs, and it goes into this animation where it opens up a hatch, and you have your gun there, and you could just continuously shoot at it and destroy the Titan. There's options to stop an enemy from doing that, which is either you use your electrical smoke, something that you unlock, or jump out of your Titan, turn around and shoot anybody who's on top, who's on your Titan. You know what I mean? It's so many things that you could do with this game. It was very, very, very phenomenal.
So it's that game.
It is that game.
It's that game.
It is that game.
It's the killer app, man.
It is. It really is. It really is. And I'm sorry for everybody out there who's naysaying.
Yeah.
You were proven very, very, very wrong.
Well, remember we were talking about the Titanfall console?
Yes.
And how we're saying how, man, Microsoft must know the game is amazing because, like we were talking about, they don't have a 2-human console,
right?
Or Fusion Frenzy console,
or Brink console. It's true. But see, here's the thing. I didn't have it pre-ordered because we spoke about this like in a couple episodes ago or last episode. It made me go to the store and pre-order. It's that good. It is that good. I'm no longer waiting for reviews. The game is that good.
Do you think that's why they released the beta? They opened up the beta because they're like, you know what? People are hesitant. Let's make them not hesitant.
I think so.
Yeah, let's get that out there.
I could see that in a year and a half. Okay, not this E3, but next year's E3. Right. They're gonna announce Titanfall 2.
Yeah, it's a whole new.
It's the new IP. It is exclusive, and I believe this is Microsoft's new flagship, and their new this is their new baby for the Xbox One, and rightly so because this game is freaking phenomenal.
And now there's no single player, right? Is that correct?
No. There was no single player in the beta. All I know about it was what I played in the beta, which was just multiplayer. They gave us 2 stages, and we did multiplayer. That was it. I don't know anything about any campaign or any of that yet. Right. I haven't gotten information on that. So.
Okay, and you were saying that you did mention to me the other day at work. This stuck with me. You said it's one of the most amazing. You said your wife walked in and said, "Wow."
Yes.
What is that you're playing?
I was gaming, and she's like, "Man, what is that you're playing? Look at the graphics. It looks phenomenal." And I'm like, "Yeah, look, this is Titanfall. I'm playing the beta for Titanfall." And she's like, "Wow." I'm telling you, in one word to describe Titanfall is wow. It is wow.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. This could definitely push some consoles.
Yeah, it is.
For Microsoft.
It is definitely the new multiplayer for the next gen. This is.
And I saw you playing Azura's Wrath.
Yes. I was also playing Azura's Wrath. Well, see, when I got on my 360 the other day, I was like, well, they had games for sale. You know how they have their ultimate game sale? So I was like, ooh. Yes, they do. Yep. So I was looking. I picked up Azura's Wrath for $750.
Yep.
So I was like, yep, pick up. You know what I mean? It was worth it.
I know.
It was worth it. So I picked it up. You know what I mean? So I was just playing it just to check it out, just to kill some time because it's not like I have all these other games to play.
Yep.
Which I kind of do, but I'm just a glutton for punishment. You know what I mean? It's just
Dude, I believe Riptide. Now, again, sometimes I see these sales and I'm like, oh, and then I get sidetracked. My kid says something, and I go do something, and I come back and I forget. But now that I mentioned this to you, I'm gonna go on because I believe Riptide is $9.99, and Condemned, which you know is one of my favorites, $4.99. I mean, it's $5, man.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
they have 3 different tiers on that sale. They have 2 week-longs and 1 daily.
Yep.
Riptide and Condemned were on the daily for yesterday.
Well,
Yeah.
oh well. Well, it's I mean, I'd have to get a used copy on Amazon. It's like $7.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
But you know how it's easier if you see it on the marketplace.
And all you click is
you just press the button. You know,
That's
it's
it,
like
man.
because I'm not gonna go to Amazon now and go, well, I'll get it for $2 more. And I'm not gonna order it.
I also picked up for $1.50 Alan Wake. That
American Nightmare.
American Nightmare.
No,
was it American? I believe so.
Yeah.
It was $1.50. I was like, what? $1.50? Woo!
What?
Download.
That wasn't like DLC for Alan. It was the actual game.
I believe so. I don't know.
That's absolutely worth. I mean, I bought it for what, 20, whatever it was, 15, 20, wherever the arcade price was, and they've always been really good, story driven, creepy games.
So I've been meaning to pick up Alan Wake either way. So, if I end up picking up, any DLCs I see or whatever that are really cheap, why not pick it up and then pick up the game afterwards?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because, like you said, it could be a day sale. Just grab it for like $1.50, because then it normally goes back to freaking $10 or whatever it is. So, might as well pick it up, man.
Oh yeah, man.
I did pick up. We talked about this last week. Far Cry Classic.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. Excellent game, especially for I still can't believe brand new was I mean, when it first came out, it was $9.99. That's the reason why I picked it up so quickly, and it's an excellent game. It is so worth more than that. Yeah. Excellent game, and again, all I'm playing, dude, because I'm so pumped for March 11th.
I saw that. I saw
Dark Souls, dude. I keep starting new builds.
Yeah.
I'm on a 5th game save right now. I just start new builds just to see, and I usually play right till I unlock Sense Fortress.
Yeah. And
then I tend to start over again. It's almost like I could speed run right through that first 2-3 hours of the game, absolutely no problem. It's just I keep doing different builds and just I can't get enough of it. And it goes back to the competition, man. It's competition for me. It's not easy. I mean, at any given time, a hollow can kill you.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're not smart, it's a great game. So I was talking to my nephew about this, and he said, "Okay, Demon Souls excellent, especially with reviews. Dark Souls excellent. If they can do this a 3rd time, this developer is going to be legendary." And they have all new gameplay videos online, and they're now talking about, and I know we're going to have a Dark Souls episode, but let me just tell you one thing they're talking about. How they now have voice chat for people that you summon.
Oh wow!
Which could be good or bad. He says the good thing is you can really strategize how you're going to kill a boss with someone who's mature enough to do that with you. Right. Or he says it could be disappointing because there's no more mystery, and you might find out that the guy that just killed his boss for you is a 9-year-old kid from Wisconsin. I thought that was funny.
I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, listen. If the kid's got skills like that,
the kid's good.
You could be on my team any day.
That's right, man.
I don't discriminate, man. Just don't be one of them little whiny. You killed me!
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. And then they're talking about how when you die, you lose 10% of your health, and you keep losing 10% as you die until it goes down to 50, and then it locks at 50.
What?
Yep, that. And then they're saying that there's less of a probability, but still a chance of you getting invaded, even when you're hollow. So it's just the percentage goes down.
Is there something to prevent that health from going down 10%?
No.
Son of a bitch.
No, there's, but they did say in other aspects, warp is available from the get-go.
That don't matter.
And this and that.
That don't fucking matter. Give me my fucking health. What the fuck?
Life gems are good because if you got really low health and you just killed an enemy, your health generates over the course of like a minute or two. So as you're exploring, you know how this goes, man. It's gonna be
son of a bitch. Damn it, man.
I'm gonna be summoning everyone and anyone for this.
Jeez.
But I just, so anyway, I've been playing pretty much nothing but Dark Souls and Far Cry Classic.
Wow.
So that's about it for me.
Yeah,
And Thief, yes, Thief comes out Tuesday. I know there's a review embargo. They probably can't release reviews until whenever, Monday or Tuesday, which I still think is silly because, especially if a game is really, really, really good, man, I would be releasing reviews like crazy as early as possible. How do you think this is going to go? Like, the first review you see, just your prediction, what do you think you're going to see for a number?
8.7.
8.7. Okay.
I think it's going to be between 8.5 and 9. I think that's what. Cause I've seen some videos on Thief. The game looks awesome, and it's very reminiscent of Dishonored. And
Dishonored.
I'm a huge fan of Dishonored. You know what I mean? It's a great game. I went through that game without killing anybody. You know what I mean? Anybody. I didn't. No, I didn't. You know, and it was really cool. Really great game, and I personally can't wait for it. I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if maybe Monday or Tuesday, whatever they say on reviews, and then I might wait. And just pick up Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I don't give a fuck what score they give it.
That's gonna be.
I'm still picking it up because it's just I gotta finish that storyline. I did the first two, and I have to finish this one. So it's
that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, I don't have a problem with Thief. I mean, I've seen some of the videos on it, and it looks like a really, really, really good game.
Yeah,
it really does.
I actually think Dishonored got a lot of its game mechanics and probably they might have gotten their whole idea from looking at the old Thief games back in the day and stuff, because even the environments look a lot of the same.
Yeah, they do.
So, no, I think it's either way. I think Thief, and it's right up my alley, dude. I am probably stealth games are probably my number one favorite genre. So I'm hoping that it gets some decent reviews. I am going to look out for reviews. I don't think I'm going to see any 6s or 7s. It doesn't look like it's going that way. We can usually tell from looking at gameplay videos how good something. We've been doing this long enough.
Well, hold on. Because I remember somebody would sit there and just look
here we go.
at this video and be like, "Oh my God, this game is gonna be great! Look how awesome it is! Look at this! Look at that!" And then what happened? You ended up getting brinked.
Man, I'll tell you right now, one game you got to pick up. It is amazing. Don't listen to reviews. Is it Ride to Hell Retribution? Something like that. I'm not even kidding when you say this. When I say this, I want to get this game at a really cheap price and play it because it's like, the Machete movies?
Yeah.
Machete? I love those movies, but it's not really that bad of a movie. Actually, it's actually pretty good, but the whole idea is it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
And that's Ride to Hell, man. It's so bad, I think, on purpose that it's so good at being bad, man. I gotta. If I see that on sale for like $5 on a marketplace or something like that.
I think I would probably pick up Duke Nukem before I would pick up this fucking game. And that's saying something, because that's
what if I just for humor purposes, what if I ended up getting the game, like picking it up at a GameStop or something like that, and afterwards I gave it to you just so you can marinate in the horrific goodness of this horrible game?
Well, what I would do is, between playing Thief, Lords of Shadow 2, Dark Souls 2, Titanfall, continue playing my Bravely Default, and then I still have a couple games on the back burner for my Vita.
So all your crappy games.
Yeah. So when I'm done with all those, I might play that one. How's that?
Fine.
How's that?
All right. Maybe I'll wait a while.
Yeah, because man, oh man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what else we got going on here? We picked a topic this week as the future of gaming. What are our predictions? Where do we think gaming is going in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? In 10 years from now, what do you think we're going to be doing with gaming?
It's funny. That's a funny question because depending on the type of gamer that you are, depending on on how you spend your time gaming and how much time you spend will actually determine on what way you would want the game,
Yep.
the gaming industry to go. For me personally, I'm at a stage in life where Microsoft has done it right so far, and I think we're going to continue to see more of what Microsoft is doing. Now, not to say that I'm a fanboy and all that crap. No. What they are doing for the average gamer right now, the gamer who is between 30 and 45.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yep.
They are catering to this to this specific gamer who is starting a family.
Yes.
Or already has a family, who works, is no longer staying at home living with mommy and daddy. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's got his own place, basically living his life. Okay?
Yeah.
Microsoft, their idea, their whole thing is to make that one central hub for your living room, to control everything. One console to rule them all, pretty much. You know what I mean? You have your Xbox, you know what I mean? Xbox One now to any other Xbox that will come out, they're going to most likely stick with this format, which is to be that central hub, which for gamers our age is what we're looking for.
Right.
You want something that when you go to sit down, and your wife says, okay, hey honey, let's watch a movie, and your kids are like, oh, can we watch this one? Like, yeah, sure, come on. You sit down, everybody sits down, and you're telling controls to your Xbox One verbally. It turns on verbally. It looks up anything and everything verbally what you want it to do, and it'll play, and you don't have to lift a finger. All you're doing is saying and telling it what you want it to do, and it does it. Okay? Now, for you and your family, you're getting, you're sitting down. It's movie night. That's the perfect thing to do.
Yeah.
Other consoles aren't going that way. Are not going that route. What do you have to do if you're gonna go put in a movie, or if you're gonna look it up on Netflix? You gotta find your controller. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. They do have a lot of the same things, but the way Microsoft is doing things, they're gearing it up to be the family, the all-in-one package. Okay.
Yep.
And for me, I believe that is the way the gaming industry is going. Yes. Does it cater to hardcore gamers? Yes. Does it cater to movie buffs? Yes. People who want to use the apps and Facebook and on social networks? Yes.
Yes.
With the internet. Look up things on your TV. Yes, it has internet.
Cable TV?
Cable TV. You're able to sit down and just say the channels. You haven't experienced this until you've connected your HDMI cable to the back of your Xbox One, and then from your Xbox One to your TV, and all you're sitting there is saying, channel WFSB, channel 3, bling, right there you go. You're watching
comes right
TV.
Up. Yep.
MTV, bing, boom, it's on MTV.
Then you're like, oh, Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, put Dead Rising 3, boom, there you go. You start gaming.
Yeah.
It's geared for the future, and I believe that is the way that the industry is going to go. Sony is going to have to jump in on this in the future. It just will. Them having trying to grab on and trying to say that they're only for hardcore gamers, okay. But when those hardcore gamers grow up, these little kids, when they grow up, they're gonna need that all-in-one, because when you're trying to convince your girl, these little kids, and the girls aren't gamers, why do we need to pick up this $500 system? Why?
What does it do except for play games?
Why are you trying to do something just to play games and blah blah blah? And then you're screwed, because then you're gonna end up picking it up. Then it's just gonna cause arguments. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you educate them and you say, well, look, this is an all-in-one deal. If I'm not home, that's fine. You can sit down, say Xbox One, boom, it'll recognize you. You have your own profile. You want to watch Netflix or put Netflix for the kids or whatever, Bam, you put
Sure.
Xbox One, Netflix, bling. That's it.
Yeah.
And then when your hands, boom, you're moving things around, bam. Then you put some cartoons on for the kids. You go off and do whatever you got to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then the
Right.
wife will be like, oh my God, this thing is freaking amazing, blah, blah, blah. And
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Or what you going to do? You're going to keep a system on the side and game. You know what I mean? They're not going to want that in the living room. They're not going to want that
because
you know what I mean? It's
you're turning off one. The only issue I have with the reason why I agree with the piece where you're saying the future is this all-in-one is because the issue I have is turning off one device to turn on another
Right.
to watch a movie. You turn off that device to watch another, then you got to turn the other device on, and then you got to put on the right sources. But you're right. When you have an all-in-one,
and it's true.
You know.
And you know what's funny? The other day I read an article.
Yeah.
I believe it was on IGN, and it was they predicted that I don't think it was IGN. They predicted that in 5 years,
right?
DVD players are already obsolete, but Blu-ray players are going to be obsolete. Disc-based players
Disc-based
are
yep.
going to be
like
obsolete
a hard disk. Yep. I know what you're
because
saying.
of all these streaming sites.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
There will be no need
Yeah.
to purchase these anymore. Because
Yep.
if you want to purchase them, you can purchase them, have them
Yeah.
digitally, and have them on your
That's right.
console or wherever you wish to have them. You
Yeah.
know, because it's nothing worse that you're all sitting down, you're all nice and comfy, you all got this and that, and oh shit, wait, hold on, I gotta get up, I gotta turn on the Blu-ray player,
Right.
I gotta put on the disc, go get the disc, go put it in, disconnect whatever cables you got in the back and put on the thing or whatever, and then watch your movie. When you could have your
Yeah.
console, your one gaming console where it's going to do it all. And from what I see on this current gen, Microsoft is doing it correctly. And
Yeah.
this is going to be the future of gaming. I'm sorry, it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
the gamers are getting older. The old school gamers are growing up, and these companies have to cater to us. You know what I mean? And
And we got the cash.
We're the ones with the cash. The little kids
Yep.
ain't got the cash. They got to depend on mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy
Yep.
don't want to buy them this thing because, you got to do your schoolwork.
Yep.
know
All
what
you're
I
gonna
mean?
do is game on this thing.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, that's
You're right.
that's where the big difference is. You know what I mean?
And when I was at the Microsoft store in Danbury, I did notice everyone that was interested in the Xbox One, there were no kids there.
No.
They were all guys at least 30 and up, and older than me. 30 and up, and they're just all asking questions, and all the wives were interested because this isn't just
Gaming.
my hubby sitting around playing games. The girls explaining to them, oh, you can do this if you want to watch cable TV. You do this, and all the guys and the women were all wow, you could do that on this thing. You do. So I do think that that's definitely a huge part of the future, the all-in-one, because it's cool. Imagine a TV, a console,
Yep.
and a surround sound system. That's it.
That's all you need. And
Nothing else needed.
And you know what's funny? A lot of the cable companies for the previous
Yeah.
generation were like I know that Cox Communications, they would sell the Xbox 360s. Or
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they would have for whatever reason that it was, you could get the package that included an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, at that time, because it was a promise that Microsoft wasn't able to keep for the previous generation, which was the cable streaming.
The cable
So that's why
streaming,
they had this partnership. Now,
Yeah.
for this current gen, a lot of these
Yeah.
cable companies are going to be going to that.
Oh yeah.
They're going to
Oh, yeah.
be like, okay,
Yep.
you could get, what packages does your company have? Well, we have our big DMR, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And you get all these channels, HD channels, blah, 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 okay. And then it also comes with an Xbox One, so that way
Right.
you're able to do it this way, this way, this way, this way. And then, your internet and whatnot, and you're all connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are.
It's
If
an
not,
all-in-one, man.
these cable companies, they're going to try to do things similar to it, but they're not going to go nowhere because cable is going the way of the dodo as well.
Oh yeah,
They're
absolutely.
going the way of the
We
dodo.
haven't had cable here in 2 years.
The cable is going the way of the dodo. With Hulu
Yep.
Plus, with Netflix,
Absolutely.
with
Vudu.
Crunchyroll, with Vudu,
Yep.
with Crackle, with everything that's
Yep,
on there.
Crackle,
And
yep.
on top of that, all these radio stations, all these radio apps.
Yep. Yep. Think about it. Say you watch two shows. Say you watch two shows, and that's why you have cable. I only like these two shows. Guess what? You subscribe to like Hulu or Vudu or whatever. You have Netflix, right? And it's on there. Like right now, I don't watch a lot of TV. I just don't. But my daughter has got me hooked on Bates Motel. You know, it's on Netflix. There's only one season. Season 2's not even starting until next week on whatever it's on TV, I guess. But you know what? And I'll wait for season 2 to come on Netflix. You know, pay $8 a month. We don't have to see anything that we don't want. We don't channel surf because I only go on there if usually there's something specific I want to watch.
Right.
And that's why cable's somewhat dying.
No, there they are. They are. Cable, satellite, all that shit, universe, it's all going the way of the dodo. It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Because of companies like Netflix. You know what I mean? And I believe, and this would be a really smart from these gaming companies.
Yeah.
There will come a time where all these other companies like Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff will be pushed aside, and these gaming companies will have their own service.
Yeah.
That will be in their, especially, okay, let's say the Xbox One, okay?
Yep.
Microsoft comes out and says, we now offer the X channels. Oh, okay, you're like, okay, what's X channels? Well, it's very similar to Hulu, very similar to Netflix, but it's included with your live membership.
I got you. Yeah.
But live went up now to $70. And for $70 a year, you got your Xbox Live plus this service.
Yeah.
Would you need Netflix? Would you need?
You wouldn't even need it.
Would you need Hulu?
You can even do that now. Like, say for instance, I don't want to pay. I mean, you could do this. Sony and Microsoft both do this. Say I don't want to spend $8 a month on Netflix, but I want to watch this Bates Motel thing, right? Well, you know what? I'll go on my PS4 or my Xbox One and go into their movie or TV section, like that's on specific. It's not Sony's Netflix. Sony. I'm talking about their specific section, and I'll buy the first season of Bates Motel for probably something that's going to cost, I don't know what it is, $20, $30 or whatever. But if you want to watch it bad enough and you only want to watch that, you don't even need an outside service like Hulu or Vudu. You can do it straight from the console.
But see, that's the whole thing. The consoles only have it to purchase now.
To purchase, you're right.
Once they move into streaming, which I believe they are going to move in to unify everything under one console.
And it'll be like a fee.
For their
like they charge you a fee. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. They're not going to need it.
That's going
and
that way.
And then all these other companies are going to be out. Hulu and Netflix, they're not going to be as popular as with gamers, especially with people who will just sit there and just get it off of their systems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From their systems offering this.
Yeah.
All they have to do is get into the licensing. They purchase all the licensing for all those things. They'll be rivaling Netflix and Hulu.
I mean, the apps is what really keeps us from not even getting cable. Like, for 2 years now we haven't had cable, right?
Yeah.
Well, every once in a while I get, the guys that come over to the house and we'll watch, UFC or something like that. Well, if the 360 didn't have a UFC app, Microsoft cut a deal with UFC where they got their app on their system. We watch the pay-per-views from the Xbox.
Right.
If they didn't have that, I don't know how, there'd be no other way to watch it unless you watch it online. I guess I could order it on my laptop and hook it up to my TV. Yeah. But it's just more convenient. Just, like last night I was gaming, buddy of mine, Derek, came over, my brother came over. I'm gaming 5 minutes, before the pay-per-view starts. And then I quit the game and I go right into the next page and I order right on my Xbox.
Yeah.
That's what's the convenient part is like you're going back to the all-in-one where you don't have to turn off one device to go to another. It's the all-in-one media center.
It is the all-in-one media, and that's the way we're going. That for
Yeah.
me, that's my personal opinion. That's
Yeah.
the way we're going, and the company that's pioneering it right now is Microsoft. Sony's not doing this. Nintendo's not doing this.
No, they're not.
Microsoft are the ones doing it right now. Now,
Yeah.
future generations of consoles, the other
Yeah.
companies are watching. Nintendo and Sony, they're watching. And if
Yep.
what Microsoft is doing proves to be the correct things that what everybody wants and it's going to be the way of the future,
They'll jump on board.
You'll see them doing it as well.
Yep.
You'll
They'll start adding
you'll
stuff.
see them adding
yep.
stuff. It just is what
Yep,
it is.
you're right.
Because that's you
You're
know
right.
what I mean. And I could
Yeah.
definitely see Nintendo doing something like this with their, especially with their gamepad.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
they would have the advantage. They would have, if they were to offer something like that where the Wii U would be connected to the TV, kids are watching or on something on there, and you know, which is awesome because then you're on your gamepad and you can play whatever the hell else you want on something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be freaking
Yeah,
phenomenal.
that's a great function.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think all three companies tend to be focusing on different things.
Yes.
Like you're saying, with Microsoft, they're focusing on a media center for the whole family to only use that one
Yes.
console. You know, for all their wants. And PlayStation, I noticed they're kind of sticking to their guns with it's all about games.
Yep.
Which is great because they had that hardcore audience that is still, you know, supporting them. And Nintendo seems to be focused on just good, fun games that sell like mad.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
because they got the big names.
They do have the big names.
They got the big names. I mean, you know, as big as name is you know, Master Chief and Cronus. You know, it's not as big as
It's Mario.
Zelda. It's not.
You know,
Not even
I'm sure you
close.
could go somewhere else around the world and be like, oh, do you know what Mario is? Oh, Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. You know, everybody
Right,
knows that
right.
shit. You go,
Right.
yeah, do you know who Master Chief is? No.
Who?
Who now?
Yeah.
Cronus?
Do you know who Cronus
Who?
is from God of War?
What?
Huh?
What now?
Yep, you're
Everybody
exactly right.
knows.
You know who Pokemon is? Yeah. Hell yeah, I know Pokemon.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, so it's definitely like each one seems to be focused. I do think PlayStation is not going to have another handheld device in the future. I think they're gonna stop with handhelds. I do think they've been successful in the technology portion of their devices.
Yeah.
They've always been ahead of their time. For some reason, they just don't take off like they should, and I think they're only going to support whatever the current console is. And I still think they're going to kind of stick to their guns and always put the hardcore gamer at the forefront.
yeah.
You know why? I think just because they're stubborn. I don't think they ever want to be able to say, well, you know, Microsoft taught us that, you know, blah, 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 blah. No. I don't think they'll never want to say that.
But see,
So I
that's the
think
thing.
because of that.
And that's the other thing as well. You could turn around and say, well, you know what? They don't want to say Nintendo beat us with their 3DS. No, we're putting out another handheld. You know what I mean?
It could be that too,
You know,
stubbornness.
but
They
see,
could- yeah.
that's the problem that Sony had. They should have learned from Sega, because
Yeah.
the technology-wise between the original Game Boy and the Game Gear was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Was ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Game
Yeah.
Gear was years ahead of its time. Years.
Yeah.
Years. And Game Boy still beat it out because it's just for what it was.
Fun, great
It was
games.
just better. It was just
Fun,
better.
great
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Man, you know, remember the Wii came out and everyone was making fun of it because it wasn't HD.
Yeah. And
Really? Did you look at the
I
sales?
know, right? Did you look at who actually sold the most last generation?
Yep. Because no one and they never compared Wii to Xbox 360 to PS3. It was always the PS3 and the Xbox. The Wii was like, okay, they're way
They're
up
in
here
a
with
league of
sales,
their own,
so
yeah.
we're gonna we can't even touch them. But you know, getting to Nintendo, I still think they're gonna become a soft. Now these are just opinions of ours. This is my opinion. I think this is my prediction. I think within the next 5 years, I don't think they're gonna make consoles anymore. I think they're gonna be a software company only. I do think they're gonna continue to release handhelds, and I think they're always gonna have a lead in that market. Yeah, they can't fail. Look at their history. They just can't fail. It's like they could put out any handheld and put out a bunch of Mario games, and
Yeah.
people go crazy. It's just But I don't think they're gonna make another type of Wii. I think they're just gonna stop with the Wii U.
Yeah, well,
That's my prediction.
I would have to disagree with that for the simple reason that
Yeah.
it happened like that years ago as well. The same thing happened.
I know. You're
The
saying.
same
I know.
thing happened. People were. I remember that you would read in the articles, oh, Nintendo should just bow out. They need to whatchamacallit. They stuck to their guns and they came out with the Wii. I'm sorry. If the Wii U doesn't work out, in sales that great this generation, okay.
Yeah.
But I'll bet you next generation they're going to come out with something that's going to blow everything out the water. It just is what it is, and that's what's happened. That's what's happened in the past.
Some innovative new, Yeah, Nintendo's is pretty smart.
Yeah.
But I just think that I touched on PlayStation, Nintendo. I do think Microsoft. I agree with you when you say it's the all-in-one is what they're going to continue to focus on. I do think they're going to. People for some reason are throwing in a towel with Microsoft's games, with their original games, new ideas and stuff like that. I don't think that's true at all. I think Microsoft is always going to come up with something new and different, like Titanfall. Now this is going to be a whole new series, I believe, just like you were saying. So I think they're always going to have the all-in-one in mind.
Oh yeah. There's always going to be that killer game. You got to think about it.
Yep.
These are huge companies. They're not giving up. They're not throwing in the towel.
Yeah, and these aren't companies that only have a console.
Yeah.
Like Sony doesn't if the PS4 failed, well, Sony doesn't fold.
No.
Their gaming industry their gaming portion folds, but they make TVs, they make computers. Same thing with Microsoft, or Nintendo. They always have backup things.
They always have backup
other
things.
than gaming.
Yeah.
Now, there's a fourth company. This is my prediction. There's a fourth company that's going to be coming into the fold, I believe, within the next 5 or 10 years.
You think so?
I do, and this is what I predict. By telling you this, you're going to know which company I'm talking about. They have the iMac. They have the iPhone. They have the iPad. They have the iPod. Okay?
Yeah.
They're going to have the iGame.
No, I doubt it.
Within the next 5 years, just hear me out. Within the next 5 years, I think they're going to somehow get into the gaming industry. I believe it's either going to be a gaming console or a handheld by Apple. I'm not sure if they're going to be successful, but I think that's the only market they really haven't tapped into, given it 100%. If they were to come out with a handheld or a console that was as successful as their other products, holy crap cracker.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my Apple prediction.
But see, here's the thing, though. Apple can't get into the handheld market. They're looking at all these things that have all these games on it, which are the phones, the smartphones, and the tablets and whatnot. And they're trying. The money's not there. Nintendo has a freaking stranglehold on that market. That's just not gonna fly. Those type of games. If you sit there and you compare a 3DS game to an iOS game, the 3DS game or even the Vita game is going to blow out that iOS game. I will not sit there and play a freaking tablet game
on a thing.
On a phone. I'm not because that damn thing. It's not going to fly. I personally don't think if they do something like that, that's not going to go anywhere. They can't get into a huge industry like gaming, bust out to compete against the Xbox, the PlayStation, or Nintendo, to come out with a big console for that. No, I don't.
You don't think that'll fly?
I don't think so. I really don't, because people are going to be like, oh well, I got the iGame and this and that. Okay. What
if it was tied into every other device that you have, like the iPhone? I know. I'm just saying
it's going to be tough to do. It's going to be really, really tough to do. I mean, if there's any other company that could do it, they're situated to do it.
Yeah.
But that's one hell of a feat for them to try to pull off. I don't think that it would. I don't think it would take off.
Yeah.
I really don't.
See, there was only two companies that I could think of. I'm thinking, okay, there's Nintendo, PlayStation. There's Sony, there's Nintendo, and there's Microsoft. right? And I'm thinking, what would be the fourth company that would be able to get into um, the console race? I'm thinking Apple. The only other one I could think of that could possibly have a chance because of their name is Samsung. I really don't know who. I mean, is there another company's like a name that strikes you?
I'll tell you what. I think this company would get back into the console, would have a better shot of getting back into the console race.
Back into, I already know what you're going to say.
Better than the Apple or Samsung would be Sega. I think I would see Sega get back into the hardware game before these other companies would.
Before those guys.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because if Sega were to ever come out with an IP that is a killer IP and it's under Sega, I think.
Just because of the name.
Because of the name, I think Sega would get back into the consoles. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, that probably. I mean, it depends on who. I mean, who even owns Sega? Is it an existing company right now?
Yeah.
I mean, do they have
Sega?
Okay.
Sega was, of course, they had their own Sega. They had their own hardware, their own consoles. They ended it with the Dreamcast and went selling just their
games,
their softwares. Their Sonics. Right. They had oh my God, they're the ones that did Chrome Hounds. Remember Chrome Hounds?
Okay.
Yeah, that was all Sega.
Yeah.
You know, so Sega has been putting out their software. You know what I mean? So if they ever get a killer game and whatnot, they or think that they would and get funding to try to get into the race again, I think it would be them over any of those other companies that would get back into the console game.
Now, you don't think Atari would have any kind of
No, I don't think so.
I know they still make games. I just I was just thinking who has the money to back it, and all I kept coming up with is Apple's the only company like that hasn't broken into any kind of gaming. I mean, they have everything else, but they just and it's scary because if they did come out with like I said, the iGame, it's just a console, and they were successful, man, that could be dangerous.
And I don't,
they get a lot of money.
Yeah, they might have a lot of money, but I don't think.
Yeah.
No, I don't think them getting into a console right now would. It's not a console getting market. It's not. It's not. You do not jump into that just like that and think that just because you have all these other things that you're gonna make it into the console race. That's just not gonna happen. That really is not gonna happen. You know?
Maybe that's maybe for that reason is why they haven't gotten into the console market. Maybe they think we're so dominant in every other area. Why bother?
They would probably spread themselves too thin. You know what I mean?
Put a blemish on our on our resume.
Yeah, and that's why I don't know.
Yeah. All right, that's cool, man. Hey, listen, that's what this is for. That's those are my predictions. That's about all I have actually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so wave of the future, the Xbox.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, and anyone listening, it's just our predictions. Who knows if we're spot on or what. Please don't send us messages. What the hell are you talking about?
See, that's the thing right there.
Just our opinion, man.
People they're scared of innovation. They really are. Because look at when the Connect 2 sensor with the Xbox One. Oh, they're gonna be looking at you. Oh, this is gonna be doing this. Oh, it's gonna be doing that. I'm like, really? If people would listen to themselves,
they're already looking at you, man.
How stupid you sound by saying shit like that.
Dude, they're already looking at you.
Hell yeah.
I got my phone here. Every time I look at my phone,
they're looking at me. It's got a little camera on the phone. Motherfuckers are looking at me.
They know everything,
no shit.
man.
Come on, man.
They already know.
Jesus.
They know everything about us, man.
Right, they do.
But anyway, you're right. That's about it for this episode. Just continue to go on Facebook, like, comment, subscribe, and YouTube, and give us a listen. Any problems, anything you guys want to talk about? We did have a guy on Facebook say that he wanted us to talk about Tekken, which is cool and all. But listen, when they announce a new Tekken game, we will absolutely
talk about Tekken.
I mean, what else is there to really say? But All right, cool, man. Well, we are two guys talking games, and we will see you guys for the next episode.
Peace.